We are talking intentional reading, not comics, not newspapers,
100%,
not magazines, not all that fluffy stuff. We are talking about things that are going to elevate your mind, inspire you, motivate you, and just make you want to take action.
And you guys need to be very careful about what you consume, because if you're only reading for entertainment purposes and it's not actually adding any value to your life, it's quite dysfunctional.
So if you want to be rich and you want to be successful, you have to have
work on your business and not inside it. Their book is all about systems and processes and working like an entrepreneur and not a worker. Most people stop learning after school. They pick up a book now and then, often for entertainment, but they never read with purpose. And then they're stuck in thinking and wondering, why the hell is life on repeat?
the truth. Reading changed my life, but not just any reading, intentional reading. Books that teach you, books that challenge you, and give you the tools to actually change in your life. Today we're going to show you why reading could be the single most powerful habit that you could implement and how to do it the right way.
But make sure you stick around by the end of this episode, because we're going to show you exactly how you can use books to reinvent and refuel your life.
But guys, before we dive in, we are on the road to 500 subscribers. And if this podcast has given you some gems, some sauce, some inspiration, some value, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming up.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the planet of the Milky Way system. We are the Unplug podcast. And I forgot my lines.
We are.
Let's keep that in. We are the Unplug podcast, and we are here to help you unplug from the matrix and live life on your own time.
We are for the solopreneurs. We are for the creators.
Tell them again.
Are you tired of living life on autopilot? Because I know I was. But if the answer is yes, it's time to unplug from the default path and design a life of growth.
Let's go.
Of freedom, of purpose. Come join us.
Come join us. It's warm over here, man. Cool. What are we talking today about, JP?
So in this episode, we are talking about how to implement intentional reading in your life and how it can change your life. And what will happen if you don't empower your mind, you'll stay stuck.
110%. And guys, before you snooze and lock off and go to another Sidemen video, we're not just talking about reading books. We're talking a lot more than reading books. JP.
We are talking intentional reading, not comics, not newspapers,
100%.
not magazines, not all that fluffy stuff. We are talking about things that are going to elevate your mind, inspire you, motivate you, and just make you want to take action.
110%. And the problem is that a lot of people often just read passively, like you said, without any intention, and often for more entertainment, right? And you guys need to be very careful about what you consume, right? Because if you're only reading for entertainment purposes and it's not actually adding any value to your life, it's quite dysfunctional.
100%. And the reality is, man, you are what you think about. So if you're thinking about garbage every day in your life's going to be garbage. Where if you start thinking about things that will actually help change your life, maybe learn new skills, build some confidence, lose some weight, whatever it might be, you are what you think about. So make sure what you're thinking about is intentional and it's in line with your growth.
110%. And guys, some people are even taking it a step further, not reading at all. Not reading at all. So that means you're just recycling the year on and on and on. The same habits, the same mindset, the same vocabulary.
Oh God.
You're not even learning new words since year 6. God damn.
You're stuck.
You're stuck.
In the matrix.
Literally. So guys, you need to evolve. You need to start reading,
you know. Like Freeman just said, you don't want to be recycling the same year every year. You don't want to be the same as you was in 2024 that you are in 2025 or that you're going to be in 2026. And reading, in my opinion, is a way to kind of just compress decades into days. So we can learn things that took people years to uncover or discover. And we can learn that in 3 hours. So let's use that information to better our lives rather than just keep living life the way that you are. And you're not learning, you know, you're just relying solely on trial and error. And that can be very costly, very time consuming, and probably a slow, painful way to grow.
Literally. And JP, we've probably got people on the edge of their laptops or phones right now, gripped about this riveting episode about reading books.
Yes.
But give us some real life examples of genuine books, because you're a more avid reader than I am, and I'm slowly, really getting into my reading bag. But what would you say are some books, some life-changing books that really sort of touched you?
The one that sticks out to mind, and I know a lot of people know it, is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Classic. It just made me it just made me learn about money in a way that I'd never known about, and it just blew my mind. And essentially, the book is about assets and liabilities, and it talks about how some people become rich and how some people stay poor. And the ethos of the book is that a liability takes money out of your pocket, and an asset puts money in your pocket. So if you want to be rich and you want to be successful, you have to have assets. Assets pay you money, liabilities take money out of your pocket. And I looked at my life and thought, freaking hell, bro, I've got pure liabilities, no assets.
100%.
Like my asset column is 0, bro.
Yeah.
My liabilities column is going out the roof.
Literally.
So it kind of taught me what an asset was and how you build an asset. And I think that's kind of what got me into just business, because business is an asset. You can build a business that brings money in for you while you kind of just oversee it and grow it. But that's another episode. But yeah,
100%.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad for me. What about yourself?
I'll probably say I've read a few books, but I think one that particularly touches me is The E-Myth, revisited by Michael Gerber or Garber, depending on whereabouts you're.
Where you are in the world.
You are in the world, right? And I feel like it's a very, very, like, again, classical quote that says, work on your business and not inside it. The book is all about systems and processes and working like an entrepreneur and not a worker, right? Building your business how you want to finishing, starting how you want to finish, and all the systems, processes, and the people that you need. A business is only as good as its employees, as its teams. And even myself starting a business, no one ever taught me how to be a boss, how to be an employer, how to create systems, how to create processes. And sometimes we get all stuck up on just kind of like creating money. But I feel there's a bigger job in actually preserving it, keeping it, retaining it. And having these systems and processes allow you to do all just that, plus more in a business.
No, and I want to throw in, I think, adding to what you just said around sort of the money, I think what we've learned as we've grown up and kind of gone down the entrepreneurial path is that entrepreneurs earn their money completely different to how 95% of the world earn their money. And what I mean by that is that most people work for money, whereas the rich and, the wealthy, they have their money work for them. People are thinking, what does that mean? Well, if you go to your job 9 to 5, you are working for money, right? If you invest your money in a business, a stock, property, real estate, or whatever it may be, and you've invested your money now goes to work for you. Big difference. There's only a limited amount of hours in a day that you can work. So when you work a job, you're limited to how much money you can make. But when you have your money work for you, you can make money while you sleep, and that's what we really want to get across. But again, without kind of picking up the books to teach me that, where on earth would I have learned that? Because school ain't teaching that.
100%.
My parents love them to death. They weren't teaching me that.
110.
So how else was I going to get that knowledge? Obviously, the times have kind of moved on. You can listen to audio books. I know there's people out there probably thinking, I don't really like to read, whatever. Audio book.
100%.
Go on YouTube.
Yeah, literally. And also, like, read stuff that somewhat resonates with yourself. Because there's a lot of books that John would read that I necessarily wouldn't read, even though we're literally in the same field. So read stuff that like actually appeals to you, whether it be like in your native tongue, perhaps, or whether it's like psychologies, sales, marketing, advertisement, like whatever it may be. Like read something that's actually going to elevate your thinking and your mind, that you have some form of interest in. Because the problem I used to read like loads of books that a lot of other people say, yeah, you have to read this book, but after like page 10, I'll just stop, right? So I think a big thing in terms of like the motivation behind is like read something that you're at least remotely interested in, so that will keep you hooked. And obviously just find like a clear time and day. I think that's also another thing we spoke about, right? We were speaking about it this morning actually, or earlier just before the pod, is like trying to find a time, like, ideally we like to sort of do it in the morning before you start your day, before you pick up your phone, and just read 10, 20 pages. Get your coffee, whatever it is, just read before you even open any notification, work or business or private, read a couple pages.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I think, yeah, like you said, we spoke about it this morning and people might say, why? I just feel like when you open your eyes, you've got a whole world that you're about to go up against. And if you're not set mentally, your day can crumble. And I've just found like reading early in the morning kind of just set the tone for the day, especially if it's something inspirational, motivational. But going back to what you said, I think is true. You know, pick up something you're interested in, you have a passion in, and that should be based on, again, the goal. Like, what are you trying to achieve in life? What are you trying to achieve? So based on what you're trying to achieve in life, that will determine what you should be reading, what you should be learning. If you want to be a mechanic, you should be learning about mechanics. If you want to be an entrepreneur, learn about building business. If you want to be, I don't know, a freaking accountant, learn about accountancy.
There's a book for everything.
There's a book for everything. So, you know, like Freeman said, base it on your passions, your interests, your hobbies, and then kind of start from there.
110%. But as you guys know, we're all about our practical steps, right? So JP, what would you say are one of the first few practical steps one can have to actually now start engaging in this sort of new interest of reading books?
Yeah, I kind of alluded on it just a second ago, actually, and you kind of brought in what I agreed on, which is not picking random books. Like, pick stuff that you are interested in. You know, pick books that are going to ultimately help you learn something that's going to get you to achieve whatever goal you set out to achieve in your life right now. So, you know, what's the skill? What's your mindset? Or, you know, what is the goal that you're working towards? Like, my goal right now, if you used to sit me down and say, John, what are you trying to work to? My thing is financial freedom. I want to be in a place where, or get to a place in my life where I fully live life on my own terms. I do whatever I want, when I want, I go wherever I want, and I'm financially free. I live off my own resources. That's what financially free for me means. So what does that mean? It means I read about other successful entrepreneurs. I read about how to build a business. I read about how to build a team. I read about how to stay disciplined. I learn the important skills, traits, and characteristics of somebody who is a successful entrepreneur. And rather than take 10 years to learn it for myself, I can pick up a book and spend 3 hours learning on how they did it.
Literally. And guys, I just want to add like a massive, just before I even get to my second practical step, a massive thing that John just said. I don't know if you guys picked up on, but what is the cheapest way to get access to Bill Gates and Elon Musk and Richard Branson? Reading their books. How else are you going to get access to them? How else are you going to get one-on-one time about their past, about their success, about their ups, about their downs, about their failures, about everything that they ever wanted in life? Reading their biographies and the autobiographies. That is because that just was a massive thing for me. Because I know when I first started working, when I wanted to become a project manager, I would go on LinkedIn and I would like message other project managers like, hey, you're doing this, such and such. Like, I think I probably messaged at least 1,000 people, maybe only 10 people got back to me, right? But I could have read the book of like the people who invented like project management philosophies and principles, like Prince and Agile, right? And Waterfall and all these different project management methods. I could have read their books and understand about their thinking, about their methods as opposed to someone else. So I think that's like an amazing sort of life hack. If you want to get into the mind of someone that you really look up to and you're inspired by, like read their autobiography. I think that's like an amazing little life hack.
And I'm going to throw in a little cheat code as well, because I can hear people in my ear saying, I don't like reading, I'm not a reader. Cool. Go into ChatGPT, put in a prompt and say, chat, there's this book. I want you to pull out key insights, key information, and create a step-by-step plan of how I can implement this in my life. For the lazy readers or people who don't want to read, there you have it. ChatGPT is changing the game.
Literally.
My practical step 2 is read actively. So when you're reading, I've got this new thing, and it was like you read once for consumption and you read twice for digestion. So when you read something, you're never going to fully understand it. So my thing is read it actively, highlight key points. I use a Kindle when I read. So I'm quite a slow reader because I like to just take it in and not rush through a book. So I'll highlight some key things that stick out to me, and then I'll read the book again just based on the highlights. And I was probably thinking, hang on a minute, bro, haven't you been reading that?
For like
the
3
obstacle
months.
is the only way 3 months, bro. Like, I literally take my time so I can digest it. But yeah, basically take notes, summarize things, highlight things, and try and apply lessons through the book.
100%. No, and I absolutely love that as well. I think my next natural step after that is now making it a habit. I touched on this earlier, so I often like to read like in the morning, first thing before like any of those sort of like cheap weak dopamines come in, like your phone, whatever, phone conversations that don't necessarily need to be had in the morning. Pick up your book. If you like a coffee like me, pick up a nice little coffee or a tea or peppermint and pair with a book in just 10 minutes. And I promise you, it will never be 10 minutes because you're going to get so sucked into that book. You're like, flipping no, like, I actually got to go for work now, or I've got to leave for my first meeting. So literally first thing, wake up, wash your face, whatever little morning routine you have, and just read. Just read. Like, let that just be the first thing you do. Or maybe if you like to do in the evening, let it be the last thing you do before you go sleep. Rather than, again, some cheap dopamines before you go sleep, read your book for 10 to 20 minutes. But sometimes I used to like reading in the evening, but sometimes I feel like just the overwhelm of the day was just too much to allow me to actually concentrate now on what I'm reading. I'd rather just start the day with like an open mind and allow like this book to just sort of like consume that sort of capacity I've got available right now.
And give you some direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, give you some direction ultimately, man. I said it before and I'm going to throw it in again, call it a bonus tip, is just revisit and apply. And this is something I've recently started doing, like reading a book and actually going back to it and reading it more than once. Because I feel like it's like a film or I'm going to use a film as an example. You know, you watch a film for the first time and then you watch it a second time and you think, I don't remember seeing that in the film.
Yeah.
I don't remember that line.
Yeah.
A book is the exact same thing. Like you'll read your book and then you'll read it again and think, raw. It's like you're getting deeper with the book. Like you'll see new lessons and then, I feel like you almost see it from a different perspective and then it allows you to kind of like just digest it a little bit better.
110%. 100%.
So, guys, I just want to say, the fastest way to borrow wisdom is through the books that you read. For me personally, the books became my mentors. I couldn't afford a mentor. I didn't even know what a mentor was, to be honest with you. But it just allowed me to gain insights, knowledge from people who were where I wanted to be.
110%. And also, guys, if you're also thinking books are expensive and cost is a thing, like John said, there's, audiobooks that you can listen to, which are often for free. You've got Spotify, but maybe even if you don't have Spotify, go to a local charity shop. There is a plethora of books, even to your local library as well. I'm pretty sure you can borrow a book for free. A
library card is free.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, you can. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Then
you can go to the library.
I'm pretty sure you can take them home as well.
Yeah,
right?
you can.
Yeah, you can take a book home for free for library. So there's literally zero excuses.
Zero
excuses.
None. So guys, just understand, reading will help you escape your current reality. If you want to change your reality, you have to, consume things that you've never consumed before and start looking at life a little bit different. So guys.
But before we get into that,
yes,
what are you currently reading right now?
I am reading The 7 Highly Successful Habits. Actually, hang on. That's not the name. I'm cheating here. The book is called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Richard Covey. That's the book.
Cool. I'm reading, it's a bit mash up though, because I carry it everywhere with me. It is 80-20 Your Life by Richard Koch or Koch, again, depending on where you are in the world. I actually bought this book for my team as well.
Nice.
Because again, it's something it's something I want all of us to be able to sort of implement in our business and just sort of like our daily working.
No, I like that. So guys, we do read. We're not just here talking this stuff. We actually live it. Cool. Guys, this is the part of the episode called Plug Bites. This is where myself and Freeman read out something that's inspirational, something that's motivational, and something that we want to share with you, the world, to help uplift you and help you unplug from societal norms. So my one was actually something I was listening to on you guys, you know me, I love a Jim Rohn, on Jim Rohn's podcast. And it reads, this is a long one, so I don't know if Ali's going to be able to put this one on the screen. You might not be able to, bro. We put some of the valuable things on the high shelf so you can't get to them until you qualify. If you want the things on the higher shelf, you got to stand on the books you read. Every book you read, you get to stand a little higher. So you get things on the higher shelf.
That's a bit mad, Stills.
So
that is a bit mad, Stills. I can't lie. That is a bar.
That is a metaphor about growth, about learning, and about opportunity, guys. So let me break that down for you, what that actually means. the valuable things on the high shelf. We're talking about success. We're talking about freedom. We're talking about wealth, wisdom, opportunity. If these are things that are not easily obtainable, right? And then it goes on, the books you read, they represent the knowledge. They represent personal growth. They represent the habits that you need to develop to become that person. And then finally, read and apply what you learn. So whenever you read, the more you read, you're able to stand taller, to reach the things on the higher shelf, meaning you gain the skills, the wisdom, and the perspective to reach the higher shelf.
I love that. Love that. Proper, can't lie. No, I wish I went first. My little quote is from G.R.R. Martin, and it reads, or says, "A reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. The man who never reads lives only one." And again, I feel like this is quite simply aligned to what John and I always say. If nothing changes, nothing changes, right? And similarly, if you're not consuming any form of new information or knowledge, you're only going to live that one life. But through reading, understanding people's life, their stories, their ups, their downs, the predicaments, whatever it may be, you effectively have lived thousands or hundreds of lives just through the books that you read. So if you want to build up a wealth of knowledge to be able to live the fullest life possible, read.
No, I love that. And just in closing, man, I just want to say, to access like bigger opportunities in life, you have to grow to be the person who can handle those opportunities. And that growth comes through the consistency of learning, especially from books and mentors and experience. So that's a reminder to you guys. You can't want to go to the next level if you're not prepared to like take in the knowledge and the wisdom that's needed to go to the next level.
So guys, I really, really hope you enjoyed this episode. I really hope this episode also prompted you to actually pick up a book and actually get reading and take action for yourself finally. And as always, guys, please make sure you're liking, you're subscribing, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell your mum, tell your dad, tell his mistress. I can bet you for free she reads. I can bet you for free she reads. But guys, as always, love, love, love.
Elevate.